Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment.
Hello guys, welcome once again to another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So today we're gonna be talking about the episode 9. Sorry, episode 12 of season 9. We are almost done with the season. I don't know whether you got the post they posted that the last episode is probably going to be next week.
Right.
Let me check my calendar. I think it's next week. Yeah. The last episode is gonna be next week's episode, and we're gonna be get oh shit. Sorry, ah, something is wrong with my laptop. I'm trying to. Oh, I'm sorry. I've rectified it now. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can. Can you
Okay.
still hear me?
So you said?
You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. So
Okay.
next week is the last episode, and in 2 weeks' time, we'll be getting the first part of the reunion. That's February 1st. We'll be getting the
hmm
reunion. I literally can't wait for the reunion because there's been a lot of say of things that happen in the reunion. I heard Kimmy made Melody cry. I want to see whatever is that thing that Kimmy said or did that made Melody cry. I want to know if that is even true, but that's what's being said. But I can't wait for the reunion. So let's go ahead and talk about today's episode. Before we go and talk about this episode, how would you rate today's episode? Sorry,
Uh,
yesterday's episode, not today.
I would definitely give it a. Ooh, it was kind of juicy. About a 6.
You give it a what?
Yeah, it was kind of juicy.
Um, so you give it a 6.
Yeah, about a 6. What about you? What would you
Hmm.
give it?
For me, I would probably give it a 5 because it was juicy, but I feel like there were some parts for me that I felt like I skipped through. I
Okay.
didn't understand why I had to watch that, but I guess they just have to make the show, interesting. Some people loved it, but me, I felt it was just unnecessary for me. That's just
Okay.
me. But let's go ahead and talk about the episode. The episode started with what did the episode start with? Because it's been
Oh, ooh,
oh
Lord.
my god. I think it started with
It started with
okay with Trish taking her kids out to I think I've forgotten what it went out to, and they started talking about the situationship between her, Ken, and Marquise, and the divorce and how the kids were feeling, right?
right.
That yeah, yeah. Now I remember, and that was what we're discussing about. And me watching that scene, I was like, those kids does see, let's be realistic. With those kids and with how they sounded, the way they sounded, did they felt like sorry, my English. It didn't feel as if Marquise was a bad father. I'm sorry.
No,
It, I never
go ahead.
yeah. For me, I didn't get that. Maybe they are hiding it good, you know. The only thing they said was that they expected a divorce because yes, the children noticed the tension between parents, right? So I guess
Right.
they have seen the tension between the parents and they know that yeah, this is not healthy. These parents need to literally get divorced. So they've literally noticed that tension between their mom and their dad. And even if they don't notice the tension, they are seeing their mom with another man in the house, staying over, sleeping
Exactly.
to sleeping through the night. Of course, if another man is coming to the house, sleeping through the night, taking them out, dropping off for them at school, for him to be dropping them at school, that means he's sleeping the night in the house, right?
Right.
So you see all those things. Of course, the first thing on your mind is, okay, it's officially done between my mom and my dad, right? So even if they don't even notice the bad relationship between the mom and dad, they are not blind.
True.
They see what is going on. So for me, I was glad she had that conversation with them. But for me, also watching them talk, I literally did not get from them that that relationship is a bad one between them and Marquise. Like the way Ken and Trish has made it look as if Marquise was just this hor- horrible monster of a father. I don't think for me watching those kids, it didn't give me that. Maybe I'm just being biased or something, but me watching, I didn't see that. I don't know. Did you see anything that made it look as if what Ken and Maki and what Ken and Trish has been trying to sell, that Marquis is such a bad father to the kids? Did you notice it from them? Because I
No,
didn't.
no, I didn't get all that. It seemed like the kids were kind of, I don't know, felt like, wow, so you haven't been divorced yet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, you've been doing all these extracurricular activities, you know? You
Yeah.
got this man all up in the house, and now you talking about you ain't gonna marry him, you know? So it was just kind of like, okay, what's really going on, you know?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I think, you know, the kids were kind of like in shock because she's been behaving like a divorced woman, a divorcee.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Exactly. Like, yeah. So you did also get from the kids that he was such a horrible father.
no, I never really got that. I mean, you know, when kids get a certain age, if you're not treating them right, that they're not going to respond to you. You're going to get negative. I don't care if it's a camera, a a, a cell phone, you trying to take pictures. You know what I'm saying? They
Mm-hmm.
act like they love their dad. Okay, so he hasn't been around, you know, but it seems like they've always showed him love.
Oh. So you think that probably they just don't care enough?
No,
So either
I wouldn't really say that they didn't care enough. I would basically say that um, the the kids they love their dad, you
mm,
know, and no matter how Trish tries to create the narrative, you know,
yeah,
those kids are gonna love their dad.
yeah.
You know, it's like absolutely nothing that she could really do about it. You know,
Mm,
so yeah, I just I don't know. I feel that he's been a good dad to them, as good as he could be, as good as it could get.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Oh. Well, for me, I just hope at the end of the day, for me, I still think that the kids matter the most.
Hmm.
For me, the
Yes.
kids are the most important part in a relationship. I don't care for I don't care for Ladon. Sorry, I thought Ladon was here. I don't care for Ken. I don't care for Marquise. I don't care for Trish. Uh I don't care for any of them. And just like Miss Shelley from Facebook said, is for me, I felt like it's actually true. Like he didn't they didn't give me that vibe that even if yes, the relationship might not be great, but I don't think it's that bad like how Ken and Trish has been trying to sell it to us. And I've said it previously in our previous panel reviews. I've always said that I felt like Ken and Trish be overselling this situationship between the kids and and him. I've always
Mhm.
said that I felt like they've always oversold it. They're trying to make a mountain out of a molehill in the situation. And in this, they have talking to the kids literally confirmed that. Now, let's talk about the fact that she talked about the marriage, right? When the kids asked her, okay, are you getting married to Ken? That is a valid question. Like I said, they've always seen the man come over. The man literally takes them to school, does some things for them. Of course, the next thing on their mind is this man getting married to our mom, right?
Right.
Now, all these things going on, she's saying that she's not yet ready for marriage. You're not ready for marriage. You're allowing the man sleep over. You're allowing the man connect with your kids. Like she's doing things that shows that I am ready for marriage, but you're not ready for it. It's kind of confusing to me
Huh.
because if you're doing things that give sign of okay, yes, I want to get married. Like marriage is on my mind, but marriage is not on your mind. You're confusing everybody in the situation, both Marquis, both yourself, both Ken, and even the kids involved. It's a confusing state. Now, looking forward to Ken's conversation with his friend and the things he said about Trish and the fact that he felt like Trish by now, see, I'm not gonna lie. The conversation Ken had with his friend, it gave me a little bit of perspective about Trish. And for me, if I was close to Ken, I would tell Ken to run away from Trish. Honest opinion. My opinion. If I was friends with Ken, if I was a family member to Ken, I would tell him to run away from Trish because Trish is giving me the vibe of I'm a very selfish person. I do things when they are pleasing to me. I don't do things because I want to please the next person. I only do things because I feel like at this point it's okay for me. And you are using this man. I'm not saying Ken is either a good person, but you are giving him hope. It's like I give you hope, but I draw the hope away. I give you hope when I feel like you are drawing away from me, and then give you another signal light. Then you come back. Then when I see that, okay, I feel like I draw back again. That is not fair, right? And
Right.
and I feel like Ken is misjudging the whole thing. And I'm not gonna lie, when he's also said that it feels like Trish has the mistrust for him because of her previous situation with Marquise, and that's why she has mistrust. I laughed the hell out of me when I heard that because see, I know yes, people can mistrust people because of yes, I've gone through trauma, I've gone through the similar situation, I've gone through high prices life, I've gone through a problem like that. I've been hurt, I've been down, that could make
Mhm.
me mistrust human being. But do you also know what makes somebody untrustworthy of others? When you are also the same thing. If I'm a thief and I go around stealing things from people, of course, if people come into my house, I would always suspect everybody that, yeah, they will surely do the same thing I am doing. If I'm a liar and I lie to people so well, so good that I don't get caught in my lie. Of course, I'm going to suspect anything anybody is saying around me that they are literally lying also to me because I'm also a liar. If I'm a cheat, everybody around me is also a cheat. Even if they are not cheating, just because I cheat, of course, everybody is also going to be a suspect. So him kind of saying that Marquise is the reason why Trish doesn't trust people. I was like, yeah, it might be possible. But as he also looked at the perspective that maybe the reason why Trish doesn't trust people is because she's untrustworthy herself.
That part.
and and that's why she just can't give the trust. You cannot trust her. And if you look at the way she has lied, different version of stories has come about the way Her and Mattel went from this first episode, this her and Mattel story came up, till yesterday's episode when she talked to Nell about the same Mattel story. I have heard different versions of the stories.
Hmm.
Different things went down. And they are never the same. Oh yeah, this one happened. First it was she was Mattel's brother's friend. Then in the oh she met Mattel. Then she met Mattel at the dream. Oh, then it was Nell it was Chris Fletcher that connected them. Oh, he DM'd her to come to the house. Oh, they're only talking about sports. Oh, they started watching a movie. I've heard different storylines
Hmm.
about that one story about her being in Mattel's house. So for me, Trish is not giving I am trustworthy. And I think I'm gonna say this honestly from my heart, is that I think that um Trish is using Marquise a lot as an excuse, or Marquez as a lot as an excuse. I feel like anything that goes wrong should be like she always want to look for somebody to blame. Marquez is the reason why I'm like this. Marquez is the reason why I'm like this, and that's how it is. She's using Marquez as an excuse, and she doesn't want to face that. Yeah, sometimes it's not bad to say that I know that I'm a problem. She always blames. If you look at Trisha's storyline and how she has behaved, everything that has gone wrong in her life, everything that has gone wrong in all the things she has happening on this show, she has always attributed them to Marquez dad, Marquez dad, Marquez dad, Marquez dad. There has not been any time that she says, "Oh, I did this, I did this, I did this." So for me, I don't believe a word Trish says, and Ken thinking that Marquise is the one that causes all the dysfunction in Trish's life, I feel like it's an unfair situation for him to think that because of her being married to Marquez, that all the things in her life became sour. Has he look at her attitude? She drew this guy, made him feel like, oh, there was she deceived him at first that the reason why they are not married yet, or they are not talking about marriage, because she's not yet divorced with Marquez. Now the divorce has happened. He has signed the paper. She's slow mowing. She's doing like a slow mo, a snail, to make the divorce final. And now she's like, oh, I'm not ready for marriage. It's long, long, long away from us. So for me, long and short, the only thing I got from Trish, Ken, and my care situation in all this episode was that Trish can lie a lot and she's not trustworthy. And I'm tired of her using Marquez as an excuse for everything that goes wrong in her life. That's just my own humble opinion.
Yeah, well, like I said from the beginning, the body language, when they first seen each other at Stormy's house, how she was, her body language, his body language. I said, hey, they know each other. I mean, like know each other. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, it's just crazy. I understand how Ken feels, regarding the situation because like you can't tell the truth to save your life. Why is this? You know what I'm saying? Is it that deep that you can't say, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, I slept with him. That was like kind of part of my past. You know, I didn't know him well or whatever the circumstances were. You know, I don't see why it should be a problem if you grown. Grown people don't have to kind of shuck and jive about the way they move. You gonna move how you gonna move. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Even now, started the conversation like you are all grown. Like nobody's gonna beat you up.
Yeah. So I just I don't get her. I don't get her. And maybe it's not for me to get, but you could definitely tell that there was always something going on. Something more than what they wanted to let on. Which is
Yeah.
which is cool, but because nobody's stupid. We've been around the sun a many of times, so you know we've seen this before. you know
Mm-hmm.
but Ken is just now, I guess, realizing that he can't get a full answer out of her. Or either she shuts down, or, you know, she, this, that, and the other. And then why would, just because you say he didn't recognize you, well, there are plenty of people I see that don't recognize me, and I'd be like, oh, good, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a
Yeah.
problem. I'm not gonna say, oh, this person didn't recognize me, and I'll be happy because that's one less conversation I gotta have. you know. So yeah, she wants to be seen and noticed by Martell. That's her whole thing.
Yeah.
And I guess
And,
she's upset that he's acting like it was nothing to them.
mm, like there was nothing much. Like a Pisces life said, Kimmy is a clown. Latisha, wow. She said Kimmy is a clown. Latisha is slow. Destiny is big mad because everyone is doing than her. Oh my god. The thing is, now now we're seeing the topic of Trish and Ken because mostly this episode was mostly about them, right?
Right.
Um, but before we go ahead and talk about the other part I want to talk about, do you feel like Ken should leave Trish? That she's not healthy, she hasn't healed from whatever trauma she has going on in her life?
I think Ken needs to take his ball and go home because she's been lying from the get. Like, I don't get it. You lie once, you're going to lie twice, you know? So, yeah, if I was him, I'd be out of there. Say la vie. Got better things to do besides sit with somebody who's going to sit here and just ball face lie in my face. It doesn't make any sense.
Mm,
Yeah. So yeah, I think he should get his ball and go on home, and leave clowns where they stand.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think he should do?
For me, I think he should leave.
Okay.
Like just like Pisces life said, he should have left her long ago. This episode, if there's one thing this episode let me know, is that that girl, that lady, be a gaslighter. She's very good.
Yes.
She blames everyone and everything for her problems, but herself. I know she had an emotional talk with she had an emotional talk with Nell when she was talking about the death in her family. See, I don't want to feel like, I don't want to be like, oh, she's a bad person. But the way she made it look like Marquise was not around, the dates of those deaths were not even close to each other. I think the one she said her sister, her mom was about a year before her sister, a year after her sister. Then the other death was just recently, like maybe like in 2021 or so.
Mm.
Then Ken had already left her life. So sorry, not Ken. Marquise has already left her life. So why is she blaming Marquez for not consoling her? If you guys decided, you said you guys made a decision that you guys needed to be separated. So why are you then blaming him? Maybe if you
Mhm.
blame him for the first death when he was not there for you when your mom was sick, I would understand. But now blaming for everything, like, girl, take some responsibility. Like, at one time, I'm one person that don't like when people tend to blame every person and blame others for their problems. Sometimes you need to just say, you know what, at the end of the day, I'm the one that got myself in that situation. Even
Right.
if somebody else is to blame, but I took the decision to take the person's I took the decision to accept the person into my life. I took the decision to accept what the person had to sell to me. Then I'm to blame. She
True.
blames every single person. So for me, I feel like he should leave. He should leave. If not, very soon it's gonna be another Marquez. Marquez. He's going to be, surely.
Hmm. Yeah,
He's going
I
to be.
agree. I agree. He should leave. I mean, enough is enough. He's vested a lot of time. What, 3 years, 4 years, something like that. You know, from what his friend says, hey, I know what type of dude you are. You're always helpful. You're always there. I know you did a lot for Trish. You know, and so that right there, it kind of lets Ken's a good dude. You know what I'm saying? It takes a strong man to step in and
Mm.
help raise another man's child, you know, and especially a boy. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
kudos to him for that. But, Trish, she's playing games. She's not interested in a marriage.
Yeah. Well, anyways, um, let's talk about also um we also saw Nell Fletcher's celebrating her anniversary. That was part of the things I said I didn't need to see, but planning her anniversary with her kids, I didn't need to see that. Then they went to the Lance decided to plan the mother's memorial, their grandma. See, I understand where Nell is coming from. It's very sad when you have to remember your loved one on a special celebration. It's a very hard thing. You just can't let it go. You can't forget about it. Just like me, I have to every like people will be celebrating Easter and be happy. Easter is never been the same for me since I lost my mom, because I lost my mom on Easter Monday. So it's not the celebration is not as fun as it used to be. So it's always bad. Now I can't even imagine you having your anniversary of your wedding, then the same day you're remembering the loved one you lost. So it's a hard thing to swallow, and I think she has to, walk through the grief, because I don't think she has literally grieved properly with the way she was crying and all whatnot. I don't think she has grieved properly for her mom. So I feel like she has to give herself time to grieve. Probably after the wedding, the renewal, I think maybe she would take that time to grieve. So that part, as much as I said I didn't enjoy watching it, but I knew that it had a lesson to teach a lot of people that were watching the episode. So I'm happy that she was able to allow us see that, witness how painful that could be, losing somebody on a special occasion. So it was glad. Did you enjoy that part of the episode? Is she here?
Oh,
Liv?
I'm sorry. I had my speaker off. I'm sorry. Um, yeah,
Mm.
I think it was good for us to see that Nell could be vulnerable,
Yeah.
and moms, that's a soft spot right there. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it was good for us all to see a grieving process during this.
Yeah. That I loved seeing that, like seeing her in her grieving process. Like I loved seeing um that for, and I'm sure that some viewers resonated with it and learned some things from that. And now let's go to the last part of the episode, and that was where they had Nell's bachelorette party. Everybody was there, and before Nell came in, we had everybody. The way when Melody entered, I'm not gonna lie, the energy in the room shifted. There was a shift. Like you could know that, yeah, someone has entered, and but I'm not gonna lie, Melody was looking especially beautiful that day. I don't know what glow she had on, but I don't know whether it was the hair or something. She was just looking so elegantly beautiful. Amongst all the ladies, I'm not gonna lie, Melody looked the most beautiful. I just don't know what was in her. I don't know what she ate that morning, but she was just looking extra glowing and extra beautiful. And I appreciate that she takes care of herself. That aside, the ladies were talking, and they were like, she brought models. They wanted to do painting stuff. And Kimmy again, Kimmy. I don't know why Kimmy just can't let things go. And she's one person that was accusing Melody of not letting things go. And Kimmy decided to bring up the Melody and Trish's issue. And Melody was like, okay, yeah, Trish, I don't have an issue with you. I don't know you enough, which is true. You
Right.
can't hate somebody that you don't know.
True.
Neither can you like somebody that you don't know. It's a two-way thing. I can't hate someone I don't know. Can't like somebody I don't know. So before I can either hate you or like you, I have to know you first. So her saying that um she felt like she was not like the reason why she felt a certain way was that Melody kind of hinted that she was kind of still in love with Ken with Marquise, and that she felt offended. And Melody was like this same thing almost everybody in this place. And you saw the way that everybody was quiet because they knew that yes, all of them have said that kind of thing one way or the other. So why were you focusing more on me, right? Like why is it all on me? Why are you focusing on me, Melody? Tricia has kind of said Latisha has said it, Kimmy has kind of insinuated it, Destiny has kind of insinuated it. So why is my own different? And she like started going in on Melody and they started exchanging words. I was like, ooh, from where to where? How? Just because of you say you don't hate each other, but yeah. And I'm like, I don't understand where Tricia's dislike is coming from and her argument because what Melody said was true. You can't hate me because this same thing has been said by everybody, but even the men have said it. So why am I the only one you sing when you're like, yeah, that is just my opinion? If that's your opinion, yes, you're entitled to your opinion, but also have that opinion for every other person sitting down there. Why are you focused on me? You know what that shows me is that I said something that when you have this preconceived notion about somebody, even when you don't know them, whether you know them or not, if the little thing the person does, the smallest thing the person does, even if it's just a pinch, the person pinches you, it becomes so big and so, you know, so magnified. And you'll be like, from where to where? How did we get here? I just pinched you. You don't know that the person already has an issue with you. And I'm like, why should Tricia have an issue with Melody? Just because she challenged you on Martell and where you met up with Martell and she felt a certain way because the time you met up with Martell, her and Martell was still trying to resolve whatever thing, whether their marriage will still work or not. And you're pissed off that she said you were still in love with Marquise, which I saw, I could see it. I could still feel the love. Even me as a viewer, I could see even Ken himself, he's feeling a certain way about you and Marquise. He's feeling a certain way about you and Martell. And the only person you can blame is Melody because I feel like she just felt like, since everybody's always attacking Melody, let me follow the suit and attack Melody. And that did not make sense to me. That did not make sense to me. And the way Destiny now stood up and I'm like, Destiny girl, sit the F down. Shut up. Allow them to have their beef. Allow them to squash their issue. Like, this is Nell's party. You can't be doing like anyone's. You need to be guilty. And I'm like, this Destiny be like, I just feel like Destiny looks for every opportunity she has to. Melody doesn't give her the time of day, right? Melody doesn't
No.
always want to talk to her. Melody doesn't want, in short, Melody doesn't rate her. So any opportunity she sees, the slightest opportunity she sees to go for Melody, she grabs it with everything in her body, every mind, every soul of hers. She grabs it and utilizes, even if it's 1 minute, she uses it. At least she can use that because Melody will never give her that opportunity to have, such interaction with her. And I'm like, baby girl, you need to grow up. And I love how Melody shut her down because I'm not talking to you and I'm talking to Tricia. And I know that I'm respectful enough to know that this is not my party. Once Nell is coming here, I know that I have to shut it down. Like, I felt like Trisha challenging and ranting and Melody did not make sense since it's not like it's a one-way thing. It's a thing that everybody on that group has said, right? Then
Right.
you then focusing on only Melody saying it, that shows me that you're biased and your bias is deep rooted. Then Destiny trying to like impute when her impute was not needed was so unnecessary. That's my point of view. And also Pisces Life said, Melody had a classy look, kind of look, and the rest of the ladies look like they just came from the nightclub. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, they were looking a little bit messy. I'm like, ladies, we're trying. Like, look at the ladies of the Real Housewives. Like, when they're going out or meeting up, they always try to glam up a little bit.
Look,
And
first off,
also, even, yeah, also, so yeah, for me, Sunny and Melody were the most, like, they looked the most appropriate. Like, they looked as if they knew they were going for a party and they dressed the part.
yeah, I mean, when you look at Trish and the Trish, I don't know what memo she be getting on them clothes. Like, she needs to stop with that because I'm starting to get irritated. She is not Tina Turner. You don't have Tina Turner's legs. So, like, quit dressing like that. I don't want to see all up your butt. You know, I don't want to see where your legs go to at the top. I just don't, you know. So I think she's dressing like that because she's trying to get the attention, you know. And then another thing, yeah, Melody looked nice, you know. Um, Sunny looked great. I don't know what Destiny had on. Like, what is that? You know, it's like I wanted to hand her a trophy and tell her to go sit down because you're looking like an Oscar or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, but yeah, the conversation was like really crazy because first you said, no, we don't have a problem. But, like now you want to start getting a little loud and, a little rambunctious, like you you ready to jump and stuff. Oh, let me tell you, them Southern women, Melody is like the goat because I couldn't have kept my shit together. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have leaned forward, like, excuse me, lower your tone, lower your voice, because if anything, I should be upset. You was creeping with my husband. Whether you played cards, dominoes, lifted weights, watched a movie, had some soda. You was in my crib. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And maybe you should have did your research before you go over to a man's house. You know?
Yeah.
So what are you getting upset for? you know? But yeah, Melody, she shut her down and let her know, hey, we all this is public knowledge. And me, if I got a problem with you then because of something that you say, I'm gonna I'm gonna approach your ass right then and there. Ain't gonna be no tomorrows, you know? So she had a problem with what she said about, oh, she's acting like she's still in love because she's bothered. Well, everybody sees that. I said it. Melody said it in a table full of people, and
Mm-hmm.
you didn't say shit.
Exactly.
You know, you sat there and sipped your drink, and yeah, you
And
know,
laugh.
yeah, act like it was like you was a duck and it rolled off your back. Now, you know, you want to get all hype with it, like you about that life, girl.
Say about that life.
Yeah, knowing that she ain't about that life. Trust me, she's not. I can tell, you know. So I'm glad Melody shut her down. Destiny always got some shit to say, don't she? You know, like if Sunny right hooks her ass, then she's gonna have issues. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, girl, we're married. You know,
exactly. Let it go.
what you were doing was was not
Oh my God.
was not it. Okay, because I got the man. You know, his toothbrush is at my house. Now, why are you still jealous?
I saying, like, really?
You know what I'm saying? Do you want to come over and wash his dirty clothes? Like, what's up?
Oh my God.
Shady.
Oh my, yeah.
You
I'm
know?
the thing, eh?
What
Talking
you
about
can't find
destiny.
no other man. Destiny can't
Talking
find
about
no other man.
talking about destiny, I felt embarrassed for her because for somebody that was imputing in Trish and Melody being like, "Oh, you guys should compose yourself," immediately Sunny came in. It was like, yeah. Immediately Sunny came in. I said, I wish this mofo will take her own advice because I know she's not going to because Sunny is like a trigger for her. Like she made Tony a trigger for herself. And Sonny came in there looking beautiful, more beautiful than she was.
Right. And she looked like
And
she lost a little weight since the last
yeah,
time we seen
yeah,
her.
than the last time they saw her on, the
Mhm.
Melodies event. Then
Yeah.
she sat down gloriously, not even rating you, you get, and you just like you know
Yeah.
what for one person that said when Nell he comes in here, I need everybody to have a decorum. You are the same person. Thank God Melody was not there anymore because it seems like Melody had left before
Mhm.
it started. And now you are the same person that disrupt or destroyed the whole event by your destiny. Like, can't wait for. I feel like at this point, maybe Sonny needs to just give her one, maybe one a slap or a punch. Maybe her head will get a reset. Like, baby girl, let it go. They were married. Like they were married for months at this time when the shooting was going on, right? Like, get over it. You cannot break the marriage. You can't make him divorce her. So move on with your own life. Move on. For one person that's always I am come for Melody and Melody doesn't want to move on and always attacking Martel, you're doing the same thing you are accusing another person of doing. And you see the way in the next week's trailer. Oh my god! Oh my god! Man, I was like, I'm gonna say it now before next week. I'm gonna read Destiny for Fields when in next week's episode. I'm saying it. You know me. Everybody that watches this podcast knows that I really don't curse the cast members. I try to be respectful, no matter how I feel about the cast members. I try to be respectful to every one of them. But I'm saying this now. Next week's episode, I'm gonna call come for Destiny and reeled her for fields because you just said the way she was acting like a child. She stood up and I was like, what is this? What is this? It's like a schoolgirl having a fight with another girl for a man.
Ooh, them women must be thirsty as hell in Huntsville. Like it must not. It must be a short supply of men out there or something. or successful men. You know what I'm saying?
The way she stood up and was, I don't know. I think I have to play that. No, I let let what was he discussing? Let me. Oh, I don't have that. I wanted us to see the way I wanted to play the video of the trailer of next week's episode. The
Yeah.
way Destiny stood up, that part where she stood up and was trying to. That's I don't know who was blocking them. The fact that Sunny was still seated, like elegantly. Oh my god! And Destiny was up, acting like a school child, like a 12-year-old.
Yeah, but that wasn't gonna go no further than that. You know what I'm saying? Because Sonny let her know, like grow the hell up, move on. I thought you moved on.
Exactly. Grow the hell up. Move on.
You said you
What?
wasn't bothered.
That's the fact that pisses me off. You are not bothered, but you are the most bothered.
Yeah. She
You are the
always,
most.
every time she hear Sonny's name or see Sonny, she turns that lip up. You know.
I feel like it's a little bit of a little. I'm not gonna lie. In my opinion, I feel like it's a little bit of jealousy coming from her because maybe in her mind she has envisioned this life with Moses, which never came up, and now Sonny is with Moses, and it looks like their life is going in a positive way. She just recently opened the logistic company, and they still named it Justice. What was the name of it? Is it Justice Law or something like that? Is
Uh,
that still the name?
oh, okay.
Yeah. And it was this girl that posted it on her Instagram, Sunny.
Mm,
So
wow.
at the end of the day, they've moved on with their life. They don't care how you feel.
Yeah.
Now it's now left to you to move on with your own life and don't care how they feel. It's simple. If somebody moves on with their life and don't care about you, you too move on with your own life. Don't care about them, so that you can make something of yourself. So that tomorrow when they see you, they will be like, "Wow, is this who I left?" Not that when they see you tomorrow, they'll be like, "Wow, I'm so grateful I left you." What is that one thing that Destiny can literally boast of and say, "When I was with Moses, this was how I was. Without Moses, this is how I am." What is the thing she can boast of?
Yeah.
I just feel
Go ahead.
I just feel like she just needs to take a pause, reevaluate her life. Because no matter how some people try to like Destiny, she doesn't just give people that chance.
Yeah, she just seems like she's insecure. She's jealous. She can't get her life really together. She goes from one thing to the next. If it's not an issue with you, it's gonna be an issue with you. You know, um, her and Martell. No wonder that they're friends.
Mhm.
You
Best of
know,
the same feather.
because they're messy together,
Mhm.
equally messy. You
They
know,
have the same characteristics.
yeah, they do. They truly do.
They have the same characteristics. I no wonder they are friend best of friends because it's only people that like the same character that can stay. I cannot be with someone that has a bad character and still stay with the person as a friend. Your character has to align with me for me to be friends with you. So that's why they are best of friends. They will stand by each other. They would die for each other because their character is like that. Pisces Life said Melody and Sunny can definitely shake up a room. They make heads turn and energy change. Exactly. When the both of them enter the room, when Sunny entered the room changed, when Destiny entered the room changed. And
Oh
the
yeah.
only thing that will cause that is because you see, the only time when somebody enters and your atmosphere changes because you have that person in your mind. If you don't have that person in your mind, you don't care what the person does, who the person is.
Well, you know what? Even if you are bothered, why let somebody know that they live rent free up
Exactly
in
that.
your head?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna let nobody know you live rent free in my head.
Uh-huh.
You know
Uh-huh.
what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? If I'm out and about and I see you, believe me, you're gonna be watching me. I'm not gonna be watching you. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly. That's the thing. If you bother me, that's one thing I always strive to do. If I see that someone bothers me, I try not to make you notice that you're bothering me. Your presence is bothering me. I try not to make it look as if that your parents is bothering me, which those ladies cannot do, because immediately Melody entered, it was showing I'm bothered, I'm bothered, I'm bothered. And maybe because they were looking at the glow she had, because I'm not gonna lie, if I was seated there with them and Melody came in the way she was glowing and looking beautiful, I would be bothered, because I would look at myself and be like, why did I come out like this? Why did I come out this shabby when somebody is dressed this elegantly? Right? That would have been my bother. That somebody else was dressed very elegantly and beautiful. Why I'm looking like I just woke up and I just quickly threw in something in my body and just, let's just rush up to that place. That's how I was looking. Of course, I'm gonna feel bothered. That Melody took her time and dressed well and looked beautiful and came to that place. So of course I was gonna look bothered. And the way Sunny was also dressed well and looking beautiful, so I'm gonna be bothered by them. Because I wasn't looking. Destiny's dress was looking like, I won't even call it. No, normally everybody buys clothes from Fashion Nova and everything, but I can't even call it a Fashion Nova dress because it didn't give. Um, Miss Kimmy, I don't know what she was wearing. The hat they were giving her when she came in, and Destiny was like, "Oh, you look like." What did they even say she looked like? Them? They
Uh
called her.
yeah, they said who was
I've
that?
forgotten the star they called her. They called her a star. I was like, please don't be deceiving that lady.
Yeah, who was that? Oh my God. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Um, okay, I'll probably think about it as soon as the podcast is over knowing me. But yeah, no. She didn't
Yeah.
fit the part.
So the
No.
dressing was not okay, but at the end of the day, I can't wait for next week episode. And knowing that next week episode is going to be the last episode is something. But we kind of got a scoop that maybe they've started shooting. I don't know whether it's true, but there's been a scoop that they've started shooting for the new season, and there's also a scoop that Destiny has been fired. So um, let's just see how that will play out. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for joining us on another review on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And thank you, Prices Live, for joining us on today and commenting your thought and opinion, joining us during the podcast. We'll see you guys same time next week for another review. Have a nice day, guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.